Now, one thing I wanted to get back on is your fishing show. I love to watch the show because one thing I always learn is you don't just go out there and throw a line, hook fish, throw a line, hook fish, and oh gosh, it's going good. You always tell people why you do what you're doing and how, you know, if you use a certain lure, so this is what you ought to do with this lure, and this is the way that, you know, to attract the fish the most. A lot of times, to me, if I understand right, sometimes when you're bringing the lure over a fish sitting on a bed or whatever, and you know you just don't reel it in as fast as you can, you got to give some finesse to it and stuff, and you got to catch their attention and almost make them mad enough to bite that thing because you're getting too close to the nest. Is that about right?
Yeah, you know that is, you know, when them fish are on the beds like that, especially if they've got eggs there.
Yeah.
They do everything that they can to protect them eggs. I mean, if anything gets around them, I mean, I've sat and watched them and actually watch a bluegill come swimming by or get close to the nest, and that fish will just blast out there like a bullet and run that bluegill off.
Yeah.
I've sat and watched that a lot.
Wow.
But yeah, you know, that is the deal about fishing for a fish that's on the nest or whatever. You know, you get them aggravated, and like I said, they're just trying to, you know, anything gets around them eggs, you know, they're wanting to get rid of it. So that's why a lot of people they'll talk about, you know, throwing their bait in a specific spot, you know, and what happens, the fish will get a hold of it and carry it out of the bed, and then they'll drop it, you know, and then they'll say, man, I missed that fish four or five times. I mean, it's amazing to see how fast that a fish can inhale a bait and blow it out. Yeah. I mean, because I witnessed it. I mean, it's just you can't react fast enough. Wow. I mean, you just cannot react fast enough.
That's some of the misses you think you've really got.
It is. I
held it and blew it out so fast you can't react fast
especially when somebody said, "Man, I kept throwing. I threw right there in the same spot. I missed that fish 4 or 5 times." You know. Well, that's a lot of times. That's what happens is that fish is there on the bed. I mean, you may not be able to see it.
Yeah.
But you know, the fish has got a nest there, and that thing, when that bait falls down there in that bed, that fish is grabbing a hold of it, and he's spitting it out before you even have time to know that you got a bite. You know, or by the time you do recognize that you got a bite, it's already too late. He's already spit it out. You know, so yeah.
And he's not really trying to devour it. He's just getting it out of the way. She's just getting it out of the way of his eggs. Or whatever happens to be sitting on.
That's where it goes back to. Exactly. That's where it goes back to what I was telling you a while ago. You know, that a lot of times them pre-spawn fishes, they're feeding up, getting ready for the spawn. You know, because during the spawn they won't eat a whole lot. You know, so that's what they're doing. I mean, they're just trying to get that. They're just trying to get that bait, out of their bed. You know, away from them eggs. You know, and like I said, that's the whole key. Sometimes is to get that fish aggravated enough to where he wants to eat it.
Yeah.
You know, and but being a big line watcher, you know, I'm a big line watcher, and I tell a lot of my viewers that you don't always feel that fish thump on the end of that rod. I mean, you don't always feel that because sometimes the bite is so subtle, you know. But you've got to watch your line. I mean, when you pitch in there to a tree or something like that, and that line instantly takes off to the side, you better be swinging on him because he's already got it.
Yeah, he's got it.
And like I said, you got to be a line watcher. I mean, because you don't always feel that bite for sure. So I mean, that's what I tell all my viewers. And you know, and that's the thing about my show. When somebody watches my show, I try to teach somebody something about fishing. I mean, there's a lot of shows out there that folks can watch, and you see a lot of fish catching and stuff like that. But you know, I didn't lay my show out that way. I like for people to be able to watch my show and learn something, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, and if it's some, you know, if I can give them some advice that will help them, you know, catch more fish, that's why I like doing my show, you know, and helping people with kids, you know. I mean, I I get emails and questions and stuff all the time from some of my viewers asking me about different things, and I always always reply to all my messages from them. But yeah, I mean that's a part I like doing about my show is actually teaching somebody something, about how to catch some fish.
Yeah.